Welcome to the Vol Excel. Thank you for joining me. Hope everyone is well this hump day, Wednesday. I'm going to play you a little bit of commentary from Fox News pertaining to new developments about Karmelo Anthony. He has a dream team representing him pro bono. And I have a guest that's going to join us, Miss Sue. She's going to give me her opinion pertaining to these new developments. Please feel free to weigh in, but be respectful in the chat to the hostess, the guests, and those of the viewing audience. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, turn that down, sweetheart.
For stabbing and killing Austin Metcalf. His new legal team writing, quote, "Our appellate team has been retained following the conviction to conduct a fresh independent review of the trial record. Our responsibility is to determine whether a legal error occurred and to ensure that every issue supported by the record is fully and vigorously presented on appeal. The appellate process exists for precisely this purpose." Project 21 author and co-chair Horace Cooper joins me now. Horace, he's bringing in heavy hitters from the NAACP along with a prominent appellate specialist. Will it work?
Well, it depends on what the goal is. If the goal is actually to get this sentence overturned, I think it's highly, highly unlikely. However, if the real purpose is to create racial friction and engage in a publicity campaign that creates the impression that here in Texas, people aren't able to get along well and that we have major racial conflicts, that could be effective. You've got the Benjamin Crump team working here. You've got the Texas, the president, Gary Bledsoe of the NAACP. You got people here who are capable of using a platform to create a narrative. And that's why it's so important that the judge recently released some of the video from the trial so that people could see for themselves just how shallow the claims are that this trial was a miscarriage of justice.
Let's break down your claims in turn. Let's start with the law. They can't re-argue the facts on appeal. You just can't do that. That's not how the appellate process works. And this judge, to your point, really ran a tight ship throughout this case, so there's not a lot of error potentially to attack there. So besides arguing that there were no black jurors, what else is there? Do you see a potential Hail Mary from this team?
No, this Batson challenge is really all that they have, but it gives them the ability to make regular pronouncements, talk in the public, and they may find some particular extraneous incident that they can use out of context. But you said it right. If we were sitting in my classroom, you'd get the gold star. The trial is already happened, and the appeals courts are only going to review the law. They're not triers of fact. You can't introduce new evidence, and the way this trial ended up being carried out, the judge was very careful to make sure that he didn't leave opportunities for this case to be set aside.
Quickly, the father of the victim telling Will Kane that the family of Karmelo Anthony wasn't there for the victim impact statements. Quote, "They left that poor child up there by himself as soon as that verdict was read." What does that say to you about the ulterior motive with this appeal and with the case overall to use this tragedy, to your point, to gin up racial tensions? About 20 seconds to you, Horace.
A young man is going to be sent away for 35 years. It would be great if his family came together, acknowledged what happened, apologized to the Metcalf family, and apologized to the nation. Instead, it looks like a bunch of racial hustlers are trying to divide us. I hope it doesn't succeed.
It is a sad case. There are no winners here. You hope that the racial card is not being played to create some quote-unquote winners in this context. It's not right. Horace Cooper, thanks for your time and your insight. We appreciate it. Let's go down to Brian Kilmeade.
All right, everybody, that was Fox News. My. Well, Sue, what do you have to say about this new information?
Well, like we were talking earlier, I hope it doesn't affect them even more. When they appeal like that, sometimes they get more time. It all depends, like that guy said, the motive of it. But I don't think he's going to get any lesser. He should have. I felt like it was a manslaughter thing, not murder, but that was just my opinion. Maybe got 5 years, but that's how I thought about it.
Interesting.
Like you said, it's sad for both families.
Yes.
But I guess time happens here. When is this supposed to come in effect?
I'm not really sure. They had to do everything, file the paperwork. So, sometimes it take a little time when you're filing an appeal. Do you think he had a good defense?
No. I don't think they helped him at all. Mm-hmm. And then, if he had a good defense, he would have told his parents to sit there while he gets the verdict.
Yeah, because just now this guy is saying they didn't sit for the verdict. So I've had to go, through 2 of my videos to give a discrepancy that they didn't sit through the sentencing. So here he's saying the same thing. They didn't sit through the verdict, which means they didn't also sit through the sentencing. So I don't know which one is which, because each person is saying something different. But pardon my discrepancy if me saying they did not sit through his verdict. Now, she, let me say this right. She testified. She left the courtroom. She did not listen to the victim's impact statements and allegedly not the sentencing. But my thing is, I thought the verdict comes before the sentencing. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is why they should have cameras in the court. That way we don't have to hear, you know what I'm saying? He said, she said about who did what, who looked like what, who motioned, who did this. You can see it for yourself and determine to your own ability what you think and how the people act and how they represented themselves. Hearing it verbatim from other people is just, I keep getting difference of opinions if she left after, that they left during the verdict or before the verdict. Now, Google says they stayed, but she didn't stay for the sentencing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she knew what was coming down.
Okay. So, they released a video of the track meet. You couldn't really tell what was going on under the tent, but you could see him coming up out of the tent, running. Somebody was taking after him, but then they stopped. What do you think of that footage that has been shown? Have you seen it?
I did see it, but it's blurry. It's kind of hard to really tell, but I seen a couple, 3 people running after him. I don't know if they were running after him because of what he did or running after him to, I don't know why they were.
What do you think he feared for his safety under the tent?
He might have been, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull up something about
the only one that would know that would be him.
Right. And he didn't tell us anything because he didn't testify. Hold on. Let me see.
I mean, he pushed him and then he took out a knife and stabbed him in the heart, where I wish he never had that knife, put it that way, but it is what it is.
Right.
Because if he pushed him and then they ganged up on him and he could have ran, or there was other options, but I think it happened so fast.
Hello, Julia. Julia said it's sad for Austin. It's sad for Karmelo. Yes,
it's sad for both of them.
Yes, it is, because one's not here. A new legal team is set to represent Karmelo Anthony's appeal effort. NBC's 5 Larry Collins tell us about the high-profile attorneys who aim to reverse his murder conviction. High-profile legal team announced Monday that it will represent Karmelo Anthony as he appeals his murder conviction and 35-year prison sentence in the death of Frisco teenager Austin Metcalf. The announcement comes less than 2 weeks after Anthony filed a pauper's oath requesting court-appointed legal assistance, saying he could no longer afford an attorney. The The filing came the same day Anthony notified the court of his intent to appeal. Okay. In a news release issued by Stand with Karmelo, 6 attorneys from North Texas and Austin said they will represent Anthony pro bono while conducting what they describe as a fresh and independent review of the trial record. The legal team, made up of appellate, civil rights, and criminal defense attorneys, includes former Dallas County prosecutor Russell Wilson, Michael L. Ware, law officer Michael Ware, and Texas NAACP President Gary Bledsoe. Attorneys Brooke Claus of Ben Crump Law, Sean Deridia, and Justin A. Moore are also a part of the appellate team. Once again, Anthony was convicted. Sorry about this, everybody. It jumped off. Lord is giving me. Wait a minute. It jumped off my content. Sorry about that. You know how these screens are. It says, Anthony was convicted by a Collin County jury June 9th in the April 2025 death of Austin Metcalf following an altercation at a Frisco track meet. Anthony maintained that he acted in self-defense. Jurors later sentenced Anthony, now 19, to 35 years in prison. The attorneys say they will hold off on interviews, but they released a statement addressing their role in the case. Our appellate team has been retained following the conviction to conduct a fresh, independent review of the trial record. We recognize the profound loss suffered by one young man's family and the uncertainty facing another, and we extend our respect to everyone whose lives have been forever changed by these events. The attorneys added, our responsibility is to determine whether a legal error occurred and to ensure that every issue supported by the record is fully and vigorously represented on appeal. The appellate process exists for precisely this purpose. Anthony was represented at trial by privately retained defense attorney Mike Howard. A couple of weeks ago, one of the attorneys now representing Anthony told NBC5 that the appeal process is expected to take time and likely would not reach the 5th District Court of Appeals until later this year. Any appeal beyond that level could take significantly longer. The announcement follows the recent public release of trial exhibits, including 911 calls, surveillance video, police body camera footage, and crime scene photographs that had previously only been shown to jurors because cameras were not allowed in the courtroom. All right. NBC DFW News 5 is the source of this information. Hello, Julia. Well, Sue.
Why did they not want cameras in the courtroom? Because of his age, or?
I don't know. Just every judge runs their court differently.
Okay.
They run their courts differently. See, I would have cameras so there won't be any misrepresentation to the street. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
To where it won't be like what I'm having to do. Go back and put edits in the video saying, excuse me for saying this, excuse me for saying this, if it wasn't said. Because we're only going by what somebody else is reporting. And like I always tell people, the news can get it wrong. The news have their own way of wording things. People mispronounce words. People misspell words. So you're only going by what the news and what you're hearing from he said, she said, Facebook. I don't go to none of those sources. I go to the news, and I'm praying that they get it right when I bring it to print here on the network. But I always tell people, if you have a problem with the content, then you take it up with the news source. That's why I always give a source when I give my commentary. So once again, I don't know if the woman left the court for both the verdict and the sentencing. I did hear the grandmother was present for the sentencing. But to me, either one don't really matter to me. If you stayed for one and left for the other, it's still stupid.
Yeah, he needed them there.
Of course he needed them there. And everybody's going on and on about the money. Mike Howard was a paid attorney. He was not a public defender. I said this 1,000 times, and people still keep wanting to argue with me about him being a public defender. Allegedly, he once was a public defender. He has his own practice. Public defenders do not have their private practice. Don't have a private practice. So when people argue about the money, well, some money had to have been spent because he's a paid attorney. So they paid him something. Now, what they kept for themselves and how many GoFundMe, GoSendMes there were, I don't know. You understand? Private donations, I don't know. I'm not in no people's pockets. I'm not in their bank account, so I can't say.
I don't know about
But
that.
money was paid to this Mr. Howard because naturally he didn't do it for free. Such as this group here, they're doing it pro bono, which means it's free. Still a mess.
So then they'll get a new jury and all that?
Well, first of all, he has to see if a higher judge will approve an appeal. It don't go to trial or nothing like that. A federal judge has to approve it or disprove it. The appeal. You know, you can't be denied an appeal. So that's why they're saying they're going to go over all of the information that took place at trial to see if there were any discrepancies or mishaps that would warrant him getting an appeal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just a jury is chosen again. It don't work like that. A federal judge will have to decide if he is even worthy, I'll say worthy, to get an appeal.
Yeah, I guess we'll see, huh?
Julia says cameras equal transparency, especially in high-profile cases. Shame cameras were banned. Yes, I agree, Julia. There should have been cameras. That way we don't have to do all this, what we're doing. This back and forth arguing over who said what, who stayed, who left, who tied a shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who was chewing on an apple. You don't know because you weren't there. You're trusting the people who were there, the little less than 30-some people who were in the room to give you adequate information. And you're talking about a tennis match. You bobbing your head back and forth to watch the jury, to watch the judge, to watch the defense, to watch the prosecutor, to watch the mom, the dad, to watch the Metcalfs, to watch this one, that one. I mean, come on. You only got 2 eyes.
Yeah. I would have liked to see it myself.
Yeah, it would have been nice. Well, you are concerned, you said. You have concerns if indeed he gets an appeal, and let's say he's granted another trial. They find some type of error. It's granted. You're worried about 12 members of a jury giving him life.
Well, that can happen. It's happened in other trials, but maybe not.
Well, how about this?
Help him. I don't know.
Well, how about this? Let's say he gets an appeal. Let's say he gets a new jury trial. Should he go in and ask for a plea?
I wish he would have in the beginning. He
Well,
wouldn't have gotten all this.
his notion was that it was self-defense, and maybe his lawyer tried to tell him that after going over the evidence with him. Because I'm assuming the lawyer showed him the video and talked to him about it or reviewed the information with them. And maybe he still said, no, I'm not giving a plea. I'm not doing anything, but I want you to say this was self-defense. So I wonder if they had that conversation.
I bet they did. I don't know. They might have.
I think it's sad that his mother was the only defense attorney. The only defense witness. I find that very strange. This boy goes to school. He went to school with other kids. He had neighbors. He had teachers. And you're only going to have his mother testify? This do sound kind of just almost like a setup, because I can't see a seasoned defense attorney saying, I want to call his mom. You need more than his mom. Because a mom is going to protect her kid and defend her kid most times. You should have got teachers and other students to testify.
I mean, this was the fastest trial I've ever seen for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought this would take a little while, but it didn't.
And that's why people were judging
it.
it.
Do anything.
I guess that's why some people felt like he was doomed, because it went too quick and there weren't any other witnesses they called on his behalf.
I know.
And the one they did call said he shouldn't have done it. And I don't know who that person was. Let me guess, was that Eddie?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, Eddie's full of shit.
I think he got scared to say anything.
Well, because
I
like
don't
somebody
know.
said, he still got to live around those people, which all of them are grown now. So really, it shouldn't have mattered because you're an adult now. So if you felt like he was scared under that tent, you feared for your safety as well, you were afraid to speak out against these brothers, you should have told the truth because you're grown. You're not a kid anymore.
Right.
You don't have to be around these people and live around them. You should be going off into the world working and working a job or going to college. Probably never see these people again.
I don't know.
But see, people are worried about what people think. This isn't a situation of living in a neighborhood and you look out the window and saw somebody bludgeoned to death, and let's say it was a notorious person, a gang member, and you're afraid to testify because you got to still live in that neighborhood. Oh, I can see that being a problem. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you're 16 or so, 17 when this happened, and now you're a legal adult. Why are you worrying about what people think and what are people going to say? Because although it's tragic, this boy lost his life, but if I felt like my friend was scared, if I was even scared to intervene, I would have told it. I would have told it in court. Hey, I know all these people. And I was too scared to say anything to these Metcalf boys because I didn't want them pushing, shoving, beating me up. And yes, I should have spoke up for Karmelo. I'm going to speak up for him. I mean, I would have said something considering they got pictures of you all together, which you have to admit, yeah, it is suspicious. More than one picture? Come on. You might be able to excuse one photograph, but not no three.
But see, why didn't the defense say this?
I don't know. That's why they should have cameras. Because all I'm getting is a little feedback here and there off of somebody else's network. And I just don't like piggybacking off of, you know what I'm saying, people's content.
Yes, I do.
And then you have to sit all day on Google and YouTube trying to get news clips of what this one said, that one said. And then this judge, he's retiring at the end of the year.
Oh, so he might not get this case again, huh?
I don't think he would get it if he was still going to be, working as a judge.
But see, why wouldn't the parents tell the lawyers he had, we want some, somebody else to speak for him.
Well, see, that's another thing. We don't know what they discussed before trial. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't know if he told the mother, hey, I'm getting ready to call Pookie, Ray Ray, Bubba, Eddie, Sugar Mama, whoever. He could have told them anything. Yeah, I got everything worked out, but didn't really tell them anything. See, we don't know. We don't even know the conversations they had. We don't know if he told them, hey, you're our only witness, which to me is bizarre. I don't care. Even the worst of man who's chopped up people could possibly have at least more than one damn witness on their behalf. I mean,
Teacher,
that group, that dirty group that killed the white couple here in Knoxville years ago. Okay, they had his old foster mother. She was a white lady. She kept him when he was a kid. He was being shuffled around from home to home. They had her on the witness stand talking about how he was a good little boy, but he had a troubled home life. I mean, they dug way back in his history and found his foster mother. So, I mean, damn. And these kids, they killed 2 people.
Wow.
And the defense attorneys had enough sense to go find his foster mother to testify,
Yeah.
Rentil says, hello, Queen. I'm glad he was able to get what appears to be a capable team. Okay. We'll see how it turns out. We will see how it turns out. You don't seem to have much faith, though.
Oh.
You.
Well, I should have, but I don't know. I just don't want this to make it worse.
I understand.
I guess you can't make it any worse.
No, yeah, because we have a dead person. It's just life is so strange because I know I'm very judgmental. I admit that. I own that. And I know I've put my foot in my own mouth about things I said I would not do. You know what I'm saying? When you say, oh, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to stop doing this. And then you find yourself right back in that situation. Okay, so let's go to the latter. Okay, I would say the same about homicide. Oh, I would never take a life. I would never. But I don't know what shape I'll be in. So I really can't even say that. Do you understand? I can't ever say I will never take a life because I don't know where I'm going to be in life to where I may have to defend myself. And I pray I don't end up in a Karmelo Anthony situation. You know what I mean? Whether it's an argument, it's an altercation, or somebody's grabbing me in a chokehold and I got to defend myself and I pick up whatever I can find. As my mama used to say, you can't beat them, you join them, you pick up something, knock their ass out. I just pray I'm never in a situation where I have to have 12 people decide my fate.
I was reading this. The people talking. She said, did they speak on his personality? I don't know.
They were just not called from my understanding. Well, Julia, and Rentil, I don't know. See, that's the whole point of the story. This is why I did the live today. We don't know nothing because we weren't afforded the opportunity to get a bullseye view of the court proceedings. So we don't know who this attorney reached out to, talked to, who denied and said they didn't want to talk on his behalf, testify on his behalf. We don't know. We'll have to wait to see what this man decides to tell us down the road, who he talked to, who didn't want to testify, why he didn't call more people. Because I refuse to believe there's somebody out there that couldn't have testified on his behalf. I don't believe that. Because it looks like to me he was doing a lot in his life. He worked in 2 jobs. He was on the captain of the football team and the track team. He couldn't have been that bad of a kid because if he was, he wouldn't have been on either team. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
You're not going to be in trouble in school every fucking day and be the football captain and the track team captain. No. Because first of all, you got to keep a certain grade point average to play sports if they follow the rules. That's number 1. Number 2, you're getting in trouble, getting suspended all the time, infractions. You cannot participate in sports. So we do know he made it to that track team, which means somebody took him, which means he went back to school. It wasn't a track team, a track meet across town where he could walk, catch the school bus, catch a public bus. So see, I always tell people to ask all the questions because sometimes what is sitting in front of you, a lot of people don't want to ask. But Queen asked all the questions. I said, how did he get over there to this place? How far away is it? So what did I do? I Googled during a live 2 weeks ago. He had to roll the damn bus. So how could he have been suspended if he's on the same bus with the rest of the team? Checkmate. Yeah. So obviously you all didn't think it was that important about the knife to let him participate.
Yep.
Got to call a spade. You felt he was a problem kid. He didn't have to be on the track team at all, number 1. He got suspended for allegedly having a knife the week before or whatever it was. Then why was he on this bus going to a track meet? See, I don't hear nothing about that.
Yeah, they wouldn't have let him do that, I don't think.
No. Should not have. Rentil, they said he was suspended a week before. I don't know. That's why I keep saying I don't know what is and what's not. Hello, Julia. Thank you, sweetheart. And then somebody jumps in and says, oh, well, Queen, it was mentioned in court about him being suspended. I said, well, you can't get mad at Queen because Queen did not get to see anything in court. I'm only waiting on people to go live and Google to get what's being said and not said. You understand what I'm saying? So you're talking about waiting on a play-by-play of daily events that transpired in court. You got to wait till all that's being typed up from a court reporter to give to the news for me to get it. That's why it should have been cameras in the court. But this man felt like he was doing what he wanted to do. This was his courtroom. You know, I understand he kept it at peace as much as they could with the security outside. I think they did a good job of security, keeping everybody from damn near killing each other out there, arguing and fussing. They didn't have it going on right near the courthouse steps, which was right. It was more toward the end of the road. But I would like to hear things myself in court so I can decide if the person had a good defense, what the prosecutor said, what the witnesses said, and I mean, I don't get nothing.
Yeah.
I don't get nothing. Hello, Miguel. So, would you like to talk about your famous Nancy Guthrie? Because you like talking about her to me.
To me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. We can talk about her.
And what's bothering you about this now?
With Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This $151 they tried to fish this guy in, and I don't know. Then they said that she was missing, or she died in a natural place.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Then she had pajamas on, then she didn't have pajamas on. It's the same thing.
You know, when I saw that about a few weeks ago, I said to myself, I said, how do you know these are her pajamas that were found? I never heard her pajamas were found anywhere.
No, I didn't either. They found some clothes and it wasn't hers.
Mm-hmm.
They think it was a homeless person's clothes.
Mm-hmm. Do you see the crime getting solved, Sue?
I don't know. I wish it did.
I think, you know, every time I hear her name, it's like I get literally out of breath. Because it's like you're waiting to hear some crazy situation about this invisible person that has just disappeared into the night. And it's daunting, you know what I mean? To just keep hearing endless chitter chatter about this woman. And it doesn't stop. So let's see.
God forgive me, but I still think it's, maybe I'm wrong, but I still think it's got to do with this family. Annie and Tomato, or whatever they call them.
Oh my God, you're crazy. Let's hear what TMZ has to say from one day ago, everybody. Oh, Lord Jesus. He gets so wrapped up when he talks. He gets so excited when he speaks, as if he knows everything that's been told to him about Nancy Guthrie is the truth from these ransom letters. Sometimes I think this guy is a nut, because it's like, you're 60-something years old. It's like you believe anything people tell you.
Lot to be confused about in the Nancy Guthrie case. We received, as you know, the first ransom note along with two Tucson stations, television stations. And in that note, the kidnappers made it clear that they wanted $4 million within days of the time she was captured. And if the Guthrie family didn't pay that money, it would go to $6 million. And a week after the kidnapping, basically, they said they would kill her if they didn't get the money. So,
Terry from Fox News.
there was a second ransom note now that we know about.
Turn it down, babe.
Tucson stations got.
Okay.
In that note, which was sent
We'll hear
5 days after the kidnapping,
Or better.
it said that Nancy Guthrie was dead, and that apparently said she was buried somewhere. Now, we know that the second note did not contain a ransom demand. And that's why it was so confusing that following weekend, when Savannah Guthrie said to the world that they wanted to bring their mother home to celebrate, and they would pay the money. And that money was never paid, and we know that because we have the Bitcoin address, and the Bitcoin address in the first ransom note was the same as the Bitcoin address in the second ransom note. And no money was ever paid other than a very small amount that the FBI put in to see if they could trace
Ooh.
So the question then becomes, why did the Guthrie family fail to pay the money? When you think about it, that second note saying that she died accidentally, that they didn't kill her, but she died accidentally, which is the way this is now being reported. They're essentially saying, look, we didn't do it. We weren't there to kill somebody, even though we threatened to. And she died on us. And we're sorry, essentially. I don't think they used the words "we're sorry."
Oh my gosh.
But they said, look, we didn't do it. She died shortly after the kidnapping. And it kind of makes sense with all her health problems, the fact that she didn't have her medications, and it must have been beyond extremely traumatic. So if that's true, what Savannah Guthrie is faced with is, we got this second note, and we believe it's the kidnappers, but now they're not asking for a ransom demand in return for telling us where the body is. So we're putting it out to them. Tell us how much you want. Tell us where the body is so we can bring her home. Because the $6 million may not be on the table anymore. They may be so freaked out and scared that she died and that they're going to be charged with murder that they're just basically leaving it alone and saying, we're done with this. And so to pay $6 million when it looks like they've just freaked out and gone away, what she did instead was to say, look, tell us what you want. We want to bring her home. And that means bring the body home. And they never responded after that. They never responded to us, and they never responded, apparently, to anyone else. And that may be the answer as to why Savannah said, we will pay, but she needed to know, will you give us the body back? If we do, and what do you want? And they never said that. So that may explain this curiosity of her saying we'll pay, but never did. And just one other note. I called the FBI twice again today.
They tired of talking to you.
Please call, because we're trying to get some closure on this guy who was repeatedly emailing us, telling us he knew who the kidnappers were, and he knew where Nancy Guthrie was buried. And still no response from the FBI. Something is going on. I don't understand it. And I'm telling you, the reason I don't understand it is we were in constant contact with them. And they were always responsive. They were calling us a lot. Jesus. And we had a very open kind of relationship that went back and forth until I called about a month ago and said, look, what if we do a documentary, pay the money, and see where it leads us? And that just slammed the door shut for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but it's not coincidental that that conversation was had, and then they just went radio silent.
Harvey. You just take things so literal. You're talking to people that you don't even know are, one, American citizens. The word parish used is possibly a foreigner. You understand what I'm saying? You don't even know who these people are. Could be a man, could be a woman, could be two, could be one. There's no idea. Nobody has any idea. Don't know if the person writing these notes, separate notes, is the actual porch guy, waiter guy at this woman's house. I'm sick of this nonsense. I can tell you this. And he's expecting the FBI to be talking to him. Maybe they're tired of playing these games, the FBI. They're tired of talking to you. They're tired of this guy emailing you, woman, whomever. They're tired. Maybe they have a lead already. Did that ever occur to anybody? So they don't need to talk to you. Harvey, you need to get it together because you have been so immersed in this case and bringing us the good news every other day months ago about Nancy Guthrie to where you act like you the damn detective. And I had a problem with this. I still have a problem with it. Some goon sending love letters to TMZ. And every day you're jumping on here, giving us a news story like your damn NBC Nightly News. It was appalling. And that's my opinion. Just every damn night, you jumping on every day with a story. Nancy Guthrie. Pookie called me, Pookie wrote me. It was stupid. Because we don't even know if this person has anything to do with the case. Then we got Savannah saying, oh, I believe the letters, 2 of them. But yet, Hoda asked her, did you see the letters personally? No, I didn't. Well, how do you know if they're real? How do you know what's actually said? You're listening to something the FBI agent told you. See, this is crazy to me. It's all nonsense. Then we got this Karmelo guy. He allegedly had a hearing. I got to pull that up, too. 1 second. Sue, you got something you want to say while I search for this information?
No, I think it's a crazy on and on and on and on. I don't think she's alive. And I still think the family's involved. Nobody says anything about that.
Well, a lot of people think the family's involved. They tell us not to say anything, but it's too much. It's like right now what we're hearing with this letter swap bull BS. This is what makes you think, okay, this is all a silly game of hopscotch, faux pretend, kidnap, however you want to work this nonsense that's going on out there in Tucson. It's just a game to me. As an outsider looking in, it's a game. At the expense of an 84-year-old's life. Just keeping it real. That's how I'm looking at it.
Look at the sheriff, Nino Brown.
Oh, shit. Girl, you a fool. Yeah, where is Nino Brown?
I don't know where he's at.
And the fact that he's not talking to the family, why not? Because they probably got sick of him. And once they heard all this ugly stuff about him and his past, and these people not being in tune with him, deputies and him rearranging the homicide squad and this and that, they felt like this man don't know what the hell he's doing. He's on an ego trip. And just like they were saying on the interview room the other night, this man probably don't got no experience with homicide, Sheriff Nino Brown. And I don't think he does.
I don't think so either.
All right, everybody, we're going to, okay, that's 4 months ago. Wait a minute. I'm trying to find something recently pertaining to this goon here. I keep saying 4 months ago, they should have an update about Karmelo. Hold on, everybody. Keep going back 3 months. He just went to court. Should have something new. Well, let's see. Wait 1 second. I'm trying to find something recent. That's February 26th. Hold on, everybody. I'm trying to find something about this guy. Because he went to court. But they keep bringing up stuff from 4 months ago in the queue. I may have to go to Google. I find something strange with him, too. Him contacting their phone numbers. Just don't sit well with me. Let's see, a couple of days ago, 7 days ago. What is this? Oh, not the tarot card reader. Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to go to Google because it's not coming up. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, Gigi. She said, good morning, Queen. Girl, where you at? It's 9:36 p.m. What are you talking about?
I thought the same thing. Maybe she's in a different country right now.
She's right here in America.
Okay. Good morning, Queen.
Maybe start wondering, damn, I done slept through a whole nother day. What the hell's going on with me?
Well, she's third shift, I see.
Oh, okay. Hold on, you guys. There should be something new. Everything's from February. They said he was having a hearing, and I don't see anything. Everything's from months ago. Well, why was everybody talking about him then? If this is strange. Now this is spooking me out. I don't see nothing. Everything's from February. I heard somebody talking about him the other day, said he had a court date or a hearing, something about a plea or something. Like somebody had an inside scoop. Hold on, everybody. Sorry I'm taking so long. This is strange. Okay, let me see. How many days is it since she's been missing? 143.
Yeah.
For Nancy Guthrie. Today is day 143 since she disappeared, and Savannah Guthrie sharing a renewed plea today for help finding her mom, calling on anyone with information to please come forward. As we told you here on News for Tucson, new information on that second ransom note police and Savannah say had credible information in it. In the note, the person or people behind the kidnapping say the 84-year-old had died. According to reports, they did not ask for more money or apologize for their actions. Listen here to Savannah this morning on the Today Show.
I don't have any comment on the story, and I'm not involved in our coverage, but I can't pretend I'm not here. And so since I am, I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. This is a new story today that is on your radar, but this is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony. And we cannot be at peace. So no matter how much I try to come out here every day and smile and find that joy, and I will, I promise I will. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help.
See it too. Right now on KBOA.com/Nancy Guthrie, more on the investigation. That picture from the doorbell camera, investigators hope brings answers to the Guthrie family, the people of the foothills, and so many looking for closure. That's at KBOA.com/Nancy Guthrie.
She says, I promise I will find joy. Well, you don't have to promise us anything, Savannah. It's just a very odd situation. It's just an odd situation to be in as a human being. You know, your mom's missing. You work for a primetime network. You possibly believe you're the reason your mom was kidnapped. It's just, it's very sad. I can't find anything on this Kalila guy. This is strange.
You never hear anything from Annie or her brother or
Yeah.
nothing. They don't talk.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know.
Hmm.
'Cause I think they're in on it.
You're a mess. Why do you think that, Sue?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Tell the queen why you believe that.
Well, I don't know exactly, but I think they did it for money.
Okay.
But you know, they don't get that money if she's dead for a long, long time. So
So what's the purpose of murdering a person if you can't get the money right away if you want it or you need it?
yeah. But I mean, I've heard of people killing people over money, but you know, maybe she took them out of her will. Now I heard she went to an attorney like 3 or 4 days before she came up missing out. That's what YouTube says.
Oh Lord, not YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube says touch your toes. Touch your nose at the same time. Shut your eyes. See if you can do it. Stay coordinated. Don't start
Well,
that.
I don't feel
Don't
so
you?
bad. There's a couple people saying on here that they agree with me.
Well,
But
oh, the lawyer thing is what I'm saying. See, you don't really know what was going on in the lives of these people. This is just like when, if you watch 48 Hours, the first 48,
yeah,
the one thing they'll tell you when you find a dead body, okay? Identification. We got to find out who this person is, number one. When do we find this person? Their identification, name, age, race. I got to now find out where he or she has been, what they've been doing, and how they ended up in this place. So that situation is the same with Nancy Guthrie. Although we have a name, an age, a height, and an alleged kidnapping, blood on the front step, woman hasn't been seen in her residence or talked to anyone that she knows, assumed dead via notes. You need to know who Nancy Guthrie is. And that is how you get to the bottom of how she got down in the first place. You understand what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
It's the victimology. And that is so true. You want to get to the bottom of who took her and why. You got to know who she is. You got to know every little thing that she had been doing and who she had been talking to. And it could be just something as simple as she made the wrong conversation with the wrong person and they decided, hey, I can get something from this old lady. You understand? Or she pissed somebody off, be it family member or a stranger or an acquaintance. So see, those dynamics, that's a lot to roll with when you start rolling the dice and hitting that wall. Is it an acquaintance, old, new, family, fly-by-nighter, just somebody that wanted to break in a house and steal an old lady? You start adding the chips, you know what I'm saying? And by the time you get to 3 or 4 theories of who it could be, it's still a lot to digest. The who and the why.
I don't understand why the family members didn't want her friends talking.
I don't know. Don't want you to say the wrong thing. Don't want you to add fuel to the fire. Because they know that once a person starts talking, they can't stop. And then you might say something that you shouldn't have said because naturally a reporter is going to ask you, and their job is to ask you why. Why did you say that? Why do you think that? They don't want the wrong thing probably slipping out. Or maybe they don't want these hounds out here to start stalking them. Don't want, people bothering them, harassing them, because that's what people are going to do. The YouTubers are going to start putting this and this together. And something else I heard that I have not mentioned on the network since I was off for about a week, Nancy Guthrie's Facebook page has been put to private. Her friends list is private. So somebody changed her Facebook settings. Who did that? Savannah, did you do that? Do you have mommy's phone? Or was that you, Annie? You changed mommy's phone? Did one of you YouTubers get a hold of Nancy Guthrie's associates, friends? Because naturally you'd be watching everything she was saying and who's agreeing with her and saying hello a lot. And now you're realizing, oh, she's a good friend of Nancy's. Oh, I think this is one of the church members. Let me get in her inbox and message her. Because some of you are very resourceful with digging around. And possibly that's exactly what happened. Somebody got a hold of one of Nancy's Facebook friends and got in her inbox. And the birdie went back and repeated it to one of the Guthrie children. So they changed her Facebook account. How about that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just heard that last week. Allegedly.
That's somebody that's got her computer.
Well, one of the kids has it.
Mm-hmm.
They have her phone, iPad, which is whatever. Let's talk about this for a second, because I saw this with Megan Ryan, or Megan Kelly, excuse me. I said Megan Ryan, excuse me. And somebody else mentioned this too, I think today or yesterday. That possibly this note writer who's talking about perishing and didn't intend to unalive her, didn't know she was sick as she was, which is the stupidest thing I ever heard. You broke into somebody's house and took them out at gunpoint, and possibly you hit them or they fell. What the hell are you talking about? You didn't know what bad shape she's in. She's almost 100 years old. Are you serious? What do you think of this letter writer being a woman? Allegedly. That's Lisa's favorite word.
Well, some people think it was a woman.
Okay. I'm not talking about the person on the porch.
Oh, okay.
Because that person would have had not some big boobs unless she taped them down. You know what I'm saying? She didn't look like she had no boobs on the porch with the mask on. But anywho, you do have men who have nice eyebrows and eyelashes. But I think it's a man because, one, it looked like he had a beard. And I doubt that it was fake. And he probably forgot to have that covered up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it was a guy.
Yeah, because you don't remember everything when you're doing wrong. But let's role play. Hypothetical. The letter writer or writers is a woman. Hello, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
The person trying to show so-called empathy, but yet you've gone in somebody's house and took them out for nefarious reasons, if the two are even correlated. See, we don't even know what's the truth. Because I don't think the letters have anything to do with the porch guy, waiter, whatever you want to call them, stool pigeon. I don't think they're one and the same. Because the person on the porch looks like they're on drugs, high. That person looks high as a kite to me. Eyes bloodshot red. They had them a hit of meth or fentanyl just so they could do the job. Now, Chris Madonna has made some great points on his network. Feel free to check out his channel. Pima County, have you been going in the belly of the beast to try to find the pigeon, the collector? I call him the collector because he collected a whole human. Have you been going underground to try to find the collector? Have you been going in homeless camps, to jail, to prisons? Have you been talking to people newly arrested? As somebody said on the interview room last night, he could possibly be incarcerated in jail. Exactly. Not just DEAD, as some of you think he's been unalived by the orchestrator. He could be in jail right now. And then also I learned through Chris Madonna that this Annie character, her jewelry store is in some type of organization that works with helping incarcerated individuals or newly freed individuals, which I find very interesting as well, you know? Had you heard about that?
Yeah.
You said yes?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So yeah, you have been listening too. So imagine Annie was talking about her mom and maybe one of these newly freed individuals overheard her conversation. Oh, she's well off. She's got a sister that's wealthy. Maybe I could get some money. But like somebody said, well, why not kidnap her? She would have been the easier pick. You're right there close to her. How hard would it be to wait on her to come outside, go to her car, push her into your vehicle, and ask for a ransom? Checkmate.
Yep.
Why go through all the trouble of trying to go stake out an old lady's house? A lot of trouble.
Some people think it was the house next door with those Jews or whatever he was selling.
Well, I think at some point you would watch the house long enough to know that wasn't the house you wanted to hit.
Yeah. Because he's been there before, they say.
Well, if we believe that photograph has a time stamp that's accurate, see, we don't know because the FBI haven't verified that picture with the collector without the backpack.
Yep, I've seen that.
DNA will tell that if he has committed a crime, it's in the database. DNA, yeah, but some people commit crimes all the time, Lisa, and they don't have DNA because every law enforcement does not collect DNA when you commit a crime. Some agencies are starting to do that now. You commit even a petty crime, they'll take your DNA because you might upgrade your tactics. You understand what I'm saying? You may start off as a petty thief and you might elevate to a unaliver. Because that's what happens with crime. One thing leads to another. Now, thief does not mean you'll become an M person, but an M person has been a thief. An M person has stolen. An M person has deceived, committed fraud. An M person has been known to be a liar, manipulator. But you can be all those things and not become an unaliver. But it'll be interesting to know what type of people Annie and her husband frequent and what type of people they have been around. Because to me, they hold the key to this as well because they are the ones who live in Tucson. Savannah don't live there and Cameron don't live there. So we need to know everything about them as well. Who they've been talking to, who they've been hanging around, what type of relationship they had with the mother, vice versa. Any enemies they made, anybody they came across, had a disagreement with. See, all that matters.
So they went back to his house, their house, quite a bit, and took her car. And
Yeah, they tore that car down because that car had to go back to another shop to get what they call it, reimagined.
Yeah, that's why I think they know. Why would they do that?
Well, it's expected because the lady was in the car.
Right.
So it wouldn't matter if it was Winnie the Pooh that took her home. Winnie the Pooh's car would get checked. You understand? So, not trying to be funny, but it don't matter who drove her home. Okay, Uber, whomever. I got to check your car out. You said this lady was in your car. Let me check your car.
Yeah. They're looking for evidence.
Of course, anything, blood splatter, matter, hair, broken fingernails, anything, skin.
Yeah, they checked their house out quite a bit too.
But nobody sprayed down that front porch with Lysol and bleach to clean the blood up. Why not?
I don't know.
Because if I'm going to be going to my mother's home, I don't want to see that. I don't want to smell it and I don't want to see it.
No, I wouldn't either.
Now, listen to, I call him Dun. Listen to Chris Madonna. They've been talking about the card on his network. How do you feel about the card they placed down there at this so-called memorial? Some people say it was inappropriate. It was too personal. The writing was a bit theatrical, but Annie may talk that way because she's a poet, writer. What do you think about all of that information?
I don't know, to tell you the truth, I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear that.
Oh, the card that you remember when they walked down there, 3 locked in together and put the card and flowers down there?
Yes, I remember.
In front of the house.
Yeah, and then she had that hollow cry or whatever it was.
Yes.
Annie was.
Like it was an actual dead woman lying down there.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a memorial.
Earth to earth, ashes to ashes.
Yeah.
And I always think back to that. She, or whoever that was that moaned, I don't think it was Savannah, because you could see her doing more shoulder moving like she was the one that was crying and hollering. Annie, why were you hollering like that? Help us understand. It's not to be insensitive to you, but you all obviously knew your mom was DEAD a while back before we did, because we were trying to decipher all this TMZ nonsense and letter, email writing, and SHIT. How long did you all suspect your mom was gone? And what was that all about? Putting that card down there. Some may be offended by it. I haven't really given it too much thought, really.
I don't know. We got other people saying Nino Brown.
Yeah, Nino Brown.
Sheriff Nino Brown.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, see, Sheriff is too busy, as they love making fun of him on the other network. He's riding around in a $200,000 Corvette. He ain't worried about nothing. You see, they didn't give him the boot. That council, they kept him on board. So he's living great. He's feeling great. He feels invincible.
Well, all them higher ups are.
Now, you know what's sad is that he's not liked by these sheriff deputies, and he's been switcherooing around the department and demoting people, and got that cross guy on the desk, working the desk when he should be out in the field working, and he's riding around in a highfalutin car. I also heard on the interview room he's married to a lady who's very wealthy, and he's known to get a little rowdy when he gets a little drinky drink in him. Shut your mouth.
Oh.
Boy, somebody's talking out there in Tucson.
Well, that's what happens when these cases, and then you've got Nino, and then you got what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Tommaso.
Ronnie Lawson and his predator friend, son, I mean, they all have issues.
Yes, we all have secrets, and our friends and cousins and sisters and brothers have secrets, don't we?
Yeah. But it all seems to come out when...
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That guy's foot just poked out underneath my bed. Get back under there.
Look at the judge, that sheriff that killed the judge.
Get your foot back under my bed.
Who are you talking to? Bob?
That guy's foot poked out underneath my bed.
Are you okay?
Oh my God, Sue, you can't play along for nothing, can you? Damn.
I thought you meant somebody was there.
He is. His foot is under my bed. And I told him to get it back under there. I'm on a live stream. Cut that out. You see I'm live, damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, we all got secrets. But the point is, it ain't the type of secrets you want to make Dateline. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you know, babies in closets and all that old type of crazy nonsense. And excuse my French. Lord have mercy. Lisa, TMZ equals. What? Lisa, what does that mean?
Trash.
Oh, it's a trash can. I thought it was a drink cup. You know I need to go to bed. But that was mentioned as well. Why are you writing to TMZs? It's a good point. See, there are a lot of things in the story that is faux pas, shall we say. Emailing TMZ, going on and on, changing the amount of money. All of that don't make no sense. If this is what my goal is. How do you go from 4 million to 62,000? Make it make sense. You got letters to them, emails to them, then we got letters to the news station. You don't know what to believe. Now we got this, oh, they already knew that she was unalive, so this is why they were wanting the person to tell them where her remains are. So let's talk about that. Why am I going to tell you where she is if I got rid of her? I'm not going to go dig her up and bring her back to you.
No.
That just didn't make no sense, her saying that. In the audio I just played, you know, tell us where she is and where she can be found and blah, blah, blah. Well, the audio that we heard earlier beforehand. Tell us where she can be found. We want to, that would be the right thing to do. You know, I'm ad-libbing, but I thought about that today and I thought, well, if they buried her, let's say, or she's hidden somewhere, I ain't getting ready to go get her for you because I got rid of her for a reason. So what am I going to go now, go dig her up or drag her out or get the bones or whatever and then do them what? Put them in a plastic bag and say, hey, meet me out on Route 11. The bag will be on the side of the highway. Come on. No, make it make sense. So I guess back then they knew she was unalive. So they were trying to get this person to tell them where she can be retrieved. So see, this is why I say we don't even know if this is the person on the porch or not. You know, for all we know, the person on the porch ain't got nothing to do with the ransom letters. Excuse me. Sue, you there?
Uh-huh.
That don't start no mess tonight.
No, I'm here. I was reading a couple things on this.
Oh, what?
What people are saying.
Oh, in the comments. I can't find
Yeah.
anything on that Derek Carmelo. They were talking about it on the interview room, and everything about him just dates back to February. So if he had a hearing, it's not coming up on this Google search.
Well, I always say that. Time will tell. Time will tell. Well,
Let's see.
It's been a
April
long
25th is the last thing they got on him. This is April 25th. It says a trial date of June 23rd. So that's what they were talking about. Has been set for Derek Carmelo, who is accused of sending fake ransom notes. Authorities warn that grief profiteers will be held accountable. Okay, the 23rd was yesterday. So don't you find it strange? I'm going into Google search and nothing's coming up?
yeah, that is weird.
Because I think that's what they were saying on the interview room. Perhaps he has given a plea already. Maybe Kalila knows more than what they have decided to share with us, the public. Because when you go into Google search, I'm not pulling up anything except for back February. It don't even show you, hey, trial date started today. Jury selected today. See what I'm saying? Bench trial, nothing.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
It sure is. Oh, this Brew Crew, I don't know who this person is, has something changed. Nancy Guthrie case.
I don't know.
Yeah, you usually quiet. You usually have a lot more to say to me about this Nancy Guthrie.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Well, would you like to share some good news with the viewing audience since it's Wednesday?
About coming there?
Yes.
Yeah, I get to go see Queen. And we're going to go do a few things together.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Lisa
I'm
says...
bringing her some nice gifts.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Lisa says Harvey and his boyfriend looks drained. Girl, Lisa, please stop.
Who's Harvey?
From the TMZ. You know, he's gay. I didn't know he was gay.
Oh.
Yes, Sue is coming to see the Queen and visit another one of her friends. We're going to run around. We're going to also take us a day trip up the highway. I bet you're looking
I'm
forward.
coming from Chicago.
Bet you're looking forward to that, ain't you, Sue?
What? The day trip?
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Hope you prepared.
Prepared for nothing, huh?
Man, I'm just saying. Hope you got something in your pocketbook.
Yeah.
All I can say is, you ain't driving me way up there. I can tell you that.
I'm not going to take you.
No, you're not gonna drive.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, because you So do you remember how long it took for us to get up there last time?
I know.
I'm not trying to be caught up there dark 30.
I know. I was just going by the GPS.
Honey, that GPS was trying to take us to Virginia. I said, what the hell?
Yeah, it would too. It's done that to me.
I bet you if you put in that Van Hill Road, we get there quicker.
Yep.
Well,
Who cares?
we didn't get to talk last week, but since you're on the live, I guess we can hit topic number 3. These are all unplanned, except for Karmelo Anthony's. If you want to hear about Karmelo Anthony, our brief discussion, please go back on the replay of this live. Summer Wells, last week marked 5 years that she disappeared out of the holler. Do you have any feelings about that subject matter?
I got a lot of feelings about it.
Oh, you gonna talk now?
Why you want me to talk?
Well, that's why you're a guest.
I'll talk about summer.
Okay.
I mean, all the other ones are important to me too, but
Okay.
I don't know. This has always just been this is how I got on YouTube. It's because of her.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Somebody's video coming up right here about the plea. So he did a plea, I think, Derek Kallela. See, something is strange. Because he had never pled guilty or innocent.
Arrests, forensic breakthroughs, or dramatic press
Hold on a minute.
conferences. But sometimes, the most important development happens quietly, inside a courtroom, with no flashing lights and no breaking news banner. This week, that quiet development centers on one man, Derek Kallela. After months of legal proceedings, hearings, and one delayed trial, Kallela is set to change his plea in federal court in Tucson. On the surface, this might look like a routine update in a case that has dragged on for months. A man facing charges adjusts his legal strategy. It happens every day in courthouses across the country. Nothing unusual, right? But anyone who has followed this case closely knows that plea changes rarely happen without a reason. Defendants don't shift course on a whim. Something pushes them there. Pressure from prosecutors, new evidence, a private conversation with their attorney that changes everything, or perhaps a calculation that the risk of trial has simply become too high. So the question on everyone's mind is simple. Why now? And the bigger question, the one that has pulled true crime communities and armchair investigators back into the case after months of relative silence, is this. Could the answer reveal something about the larger Nancy Guthrie investigation? To understand why this hearing matters, you have to go back to the beginning. Back to early...
Well, we're not going to go back to the beginning, but thank you for that, crime sheriff. So he changed his plea, which I don't know because I keep trying to pull up information and nothing's coming up. When I get an update, I'll bring that to you all about Derek Kallela sending the fake ransom in Bitcoin, calling Annie and Tommaso and another Guthrie relative, which I don't know who that relative is. Could be Cameron. But anywho, what is the plea and what other information has he given authorities? And what is his time going to be in as far as incarceration, fines, restitution, so on and so forth? Okay. Summer Wells. What do you think about TBI's statement pertaining to the fact they're still working? It is not a cold case. There's still an Amber Alert.
Right, those are all positive things. I was getting unsure until they had that investigation on Van Hill.
Yeah, but that was 7 months ago. So.
I know, but I still think they got something.
And why do you think? Why do you think they went
they
there?
Got something.
Why did they go there? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
They got a tip from something, from somebody. And it was strong enough tip for all them police, TBI, FBI to go out there. So something was going on. But then you don't hear anything because they're still investigating, I'm hoping. I don't know. Then they say this new sheriff coming into town. I think he starts in August. I'm not sure. Or Ronnie Lawson is gone now.
Oh, yeah. New sheriff.
And he said he was going to do some work on that case, so I don't know.
Do you think the case will take a change with a new sheriff?
I hope so.
Do you think he was actually interested in the case, Mr. Lawson?
Ronnie Lawson, I think he was. I think he did the best that he could, that he knows.
Okay.
I mean, he may know a lot more than what he's saying.
Right. But remember this, nobody has been cleared.
I know. That's a good plus.
How do you feel about that?
Yes. I'm glad. That means they're working. I still think Nancy Kosky. I'm getting these
Cases twisted around.
yeah. I still think Candace and Don have something to do with this.
Well, I think it's interesting that all the fluff from years ago from Don, Ron finally said it. Ain't nobody been cleared. So basically everything that Don has said about this, that, DHS, and the situation with the children being taken, and they stole our kids and all that, it's just a bunch of bull.
Yeah, it is. I think they know what happened to her, but they are working on the investigation. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, you gotta have proof. Every crime, alleged crime, is the same. I can think all day you did it, but I gotta have proof.
Yeah.
I can listen to gossip, crystal balls, all that old nonsense, but I can catch you lying. But I gotta have proof you did something.
What does it take to go to the grand jury, though? I was hoping some of that would happen.
Evidence.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Some kind of evidence. What do you think happened on that hill? Or did she even make it back home?
I think something happened on that hill with her.
Like what?
I think something happened and she got hurt. It was an accident.
By whom?
Or there was a sexual thing happening up there with Don.
He was at work.
No, he wasn't. No, he was not at work.
Why wasn't he at work? So
maybe he was at work, but then he came back home. He even said he was home at 11 o'clock.
At what? On somebody's live stream?
Yeah, but you can't believe a word he says.
So he came home at 11, and then what? Went back to work?
I don't know. He said on a live stream that he was home. He finally gave in and said, yeah, I was home. So, I don't know. I still think he had something to do with Summer.
Do you believe the dog sit at the end of the road belonging to the child?
I don't think so.
The
only reason that scent would be there was they were putting her in a car somewhere and taking her somewhere. I mean, it ended at the end of the road.
Right, through the dog trail, from the dog trail. Ronnie did say that because I pulled it up the other day.
But Ronnie also said that when that goes from the gravel to the pavement, that the dogs get confused sometimes. All depends what kind of dog that was. I don't know. A lot of unanswered questions. I still think something happened at that house.
Do you believe it was pre-planned, considering she went all around the world in Kingston, Kingsport, with this little boy? I always felt like all that was staged. So, was this a staged event to get rid of a child?
Well, that's where I'm torn. I think it was something happened up at that hill, or they sold her.
So how does Van Hill Road fit into this?
I think Don and Candace were selling her out.
Wow, that's deep.
It is deep. But I really do. Now, I may be wrong. Maybe it's just my thinking. I think they were selling her out.
Lisa.
And something happened and she didn't come back. And that's why he says somebody abducted her.
So you think they petitioned the child out and something happened with the person who had her and the person couldn't bring her back?
Yep.
Wow. And Lisa said she agrees.
That's why he said she was abducted. He's firm about that. I don't know. It may blow my mind when the truth comes out and say, wow.
Well, that's not really abduction if I gave my child to somebody for a certain type of purposes.
Yeah, but if they didn't bring him back, then he can say he kept her. See?
But he still would have to be admitted to a crime. Think about it. He could never tell that. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. I know.
He could never tell he did that to his own kid.
I don't know. I mean, you got so many theories. Some people say she didn't make it home. Somebody says she drowned at the
Pond.
Dry grounded, and somebody says this and somebody says that. I mean, you got so many different theories. But my strong one is that
I still say she's overdressed in that car on the milk jugs.
Yeah, somebody said that she overheated in a hot car. Yeah, the one thing that always bothers me today is when Candace said nobody would ever treat her like that if I was around.
Meaning what, in your opinion?
I don't know. Somebody hurt her, was treating her bad, sexually assaulting her. I don't know. I wish Candace would tell us what she meant by that, but that'll never happen. And she made that, and that's always stuck with me after all these years.
So maybe something happened. So what you trying to say? The mother left the house when a certain something happened to the child along with somebody?
Yes. With Don.
Okay, so where did she go back out? So she left the child there with the father. And she went where?
I don't know. Hunter made a comment that Summer wasn't with them the whole time that day. I don't know. These puzzles, trying to put these puzzles together, but I won't forget that statement she said.
When did he say that? To Chris Madonna?
Yeah.
I have to go back and listen to that.
That was on Doug's show, I believe. I can't remember. It's got to do with SA somewhere in this.
Well,
And that's why the kids were taken away too.
6 weeks later.
Yeah.
Why wait so
After
long?
talking to them.
Yeah, but it'll take 6 weeks to talk to nobody.
I know. Just think if they would have took summer, this whole thing would have been a different, wouldn't even know about it, but they didn't shave her head like that. And you could see the changes through the last 3 or 4 years, how sick that little girl was getting.
Mm.
And she was so skinny in some of them, and just
Charlie, like she had dirt around her mouth. Food.
yeah.
So when you say sick, what you trying to say? They starved the little girl?
No, I think emotionally and just stress and just hardly eating
And God forbid anything else, such as catching certain things.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord have mercy. So do you believe she was being violated by the father or anybody else up on that hill?
Yes.
More than the father?
I think she was. They were selling her out. Candace was.
Okay, but because we have to choose your words carefully now. Do you think she's being violated by other people in her house besides the father?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because I think I heard somebody the other day say they believe that Candace was doing something with the boys.
Well, yeah, because there was said that I don't know, she said that she was afraid of getting SA charges.
Okay. And why would she be afraid of that?
I don't know
If she's not doing it,
that.
if she's not
said
doing
it up to Jinky. Well, I heard her say it.
Yeah, but my thing is, why would I be afraid of that if I'm not doing anything?
Well, that's what I mean.
So what were they talking about for her to come out and say that?
I don't know. Might have been talking about saying, I guess.
That don't make no sense.
I don't know. And then the way that little girl lived in that basement, I swear that was a sex house or something. Everything covered up, and I don't know. Stairway down in the basement. I mean, underneath the, what was that, table or whatever it was.
Countertop.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that was down there.
So do you think, and I do find it strange the way they built that, very, almost like something you'd want to hide or shelter, like if there was supposed to be a tornado or bomb or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You go down there for shelter, but not intended to live. But then the crazy part is they had a door, so it was intended for somebody to live because you put a door down there. And a way out, a way in and a way out. Do you believe the door was open or shall I say unlocked that day? The basement door.
I don't know. I think Summer could unlock that. I don't know if she could. It was a deadbolt at her age.
I mean, did it have, I couldn't remember if you had to have a key to get out.
Yeah.
You had to have a key to get out?
I think so, yeah.
Well, then she couldn't open it without a key.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't.
But see, that's the whole point of him. He just changes the narratives. You know, it's this, it's that, it's I knew somebody took her immediately. Like they said, stuff that a normal parent wouldn't say when their child goes missing. You don't normally say, yeah, I think they were, you know, kidnapped and all that. Then you start adding all this stuff every time you get an interview about dungeons and drug dealers, and it's just not normal conversation for a child go missing. It's just not. None of that should come out on your tongue.
I don't believe Candace that whole story about her. I don't even think she was in that basement.
So that's what I'm saying. We don't even have proof. We don't even have proof that she made it home, because the proof of the pictures, if they're accurate, she took them that day. The child, to me, was overdressed for a hot June day. Whether she just got out of the water or not, you could have put a blanket over her. You put pants and a zipped up jacket.
Yeah. Well, you're right when you made that the boys are going to be the key if she made it home.
Yeah. I'd like to know what they told authorities. Yes, I saw her. No, I didn't.
I don't know.
And I'm sure they talked to each one individually, and so they couldn't corroborate no story. And it's no telling what each child told the police and the TBI. You know what I'm saying? The sheriff.
No, I don't think she even went downstairs.
She probably didn't.
And Candace, she goes, well, I walked her over here and watched her go in. What does she have? She's, trying to cover her. I mean, who would just stand there? You're up on a darn hill. Nobody's around. That she had to stand there and watch her walk in.
Yeah, because it didn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of that I don't believe.
It's too, as Chris Madonna said, it's too wordy. It's too extra information. Same thing as Miss Susan Constantine said, the body language expert. It's just not a normal way to talk, first of all, whether you're illiterate or not. You don't need to tell me that she walked over here and I walked her over here. Then she's got the point. It's just unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's like you're setting a scene for something.
She said they were planting cactuses, and did you see them?
Yeah, Dollar Tree plastic cactuses.
Yeah.
And as somebody said the other day, what was the hurry to plant one, little plastic plant to another pot?
They were all down there. I said, she never.
You know what? Got some cheap bonsai Dollar Tree damn plants to put in one little pot to the big pot, but your knees hurting. I mean, just to make it make sense.
I know.
You went and walked over to the house, but then the girl in the interviews, you telling her how long it took. It didn't take but 2 minutes to walk her from here to there. Well, you didn't go do nothing then. It took you 2 minutes to put your mama the leg brace on and go back in to check on her to see where she's at. Where's Summer? Why you need to know where she's at when you just saw her walk in the house?
Yeah, 2 minutes. I don't know.
See, all that sounds rehearsed, which will make you think this was possibly a planned event.
Yeah. Premeditated. You might have been wanting to get a... I mean, that's another thing I look at is that Don knew that if he got caught,
don't say it.
Life.
Okay. Yeah, because you got to be careful what I say on the network. So my thing is, who's to say they just want to get rid of her altogether? They got more boys than girls. I think Candace gravitated towards the boys more. She's masculine herself. Maybe they just didn't want the little girl. People do it all the time, get rid of their children.
Well, that could be just as simple as that.
Yeah, it don't have to necessarily even be the violation. It could just be, I don't want the little girl no more. She's a headache. She's a troublemaker. I got boys. That's enough.
Yeah.
And then these people have been doing all type of God knows what in that house, in the dungeon. You don't know what they're seeing, what they're hearing. The father's violent. He beats up the mother. She had a restraining order against him in April. And then she didn't follow through with that. And then he gets drunk and he drinks, he drives. My thing is you can only imagine from what you've seen on YouTube and then how he likes to downplay it once he gets to the news. Don is good. He's a excellent manipulator. He's a con artist. So he knows how to turn on the charm and turn it off. So imagine what he's like when they're up on that hill and the dogs are cackling and the roosters are cackling, how the hell he's acting in front of his kids. They're probably seeing things they don't even need to see. They're probably doing stuff in front of their children that's unsavory. Ain't no telling what those kids have been subjected to. Then you got to think about the company they keep. He want to act like she picks up bad friends, this and that. Okay, well, you the head of the household. You don't know how to tell your wife, hey, you need to choose your friends more carefully. Hey, don't be bringing strangers here. Just like Hunter's father, all of them will get ready to come down here. A gang of them from New York. Why are they going to come to Candace's house? They should have went over there to Grandma's house over there in Kingsport. See, you got to make it make sense.
Yeah.
What you going to go to Candace's house for? She ain't got nothing. What all y'all going to crowd up in the dungeon? By the time y'all get tired at the end of the day, crawling through that hole, you better just got to drill a hole through the damn floor to get down there. Shit.
I've never seen anything like that.
And then she gonna tell Chris, well, Don could get through here. Well, Don's a fool, because I ain't squeezing through no damn hole to get to my downstairs bedroom.
No, he wanted to go around the back and go in the back door. But
That would have been the best option. You gonna let somebody come to your house and crawl through a hole?
no.
I mean, he could have used his imagination looking up at the stair landing from the bottom and pan the camera so people could see, oh, that leads to the kitchen. We can use our imagination. You're going to let somebody come in your house and crawl through a hole from the kitchen floor to the dungeon. That is, I was stunned.
I was too.
And even when they show you area views of the house and then they get close up, it's just appalling to know a human being is staying in this brick, this cement block of a shed. And then they had the nerve to have children, dogs, parakeets, and whatever else hell they had, donkeys and goats. It's just ridiculous.
I know. Well, I guess we'll see what the new sheriff does or tries to do, or
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Ronnie Lawson's probably glad to come out that job.
yeah.
He can go sit somewhere and beat his head against a tree and never look back.
Yep. He's probably had enough.
Well, they probably was ready to get rid of him, but I'm sure this case, and then when all that trauma came out about his son, which, you're not supposed to blame people for what their children do, but I think the townsfolk probably said, well, we've had enough of this with her. Well, go vote us another one.
Yep. He decides to retire.
This here Billy gotta go.
Well, I guess these are the unknowns so far on all three of these cases we talked about.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Do you know much about the Anna Kepner case? I've talked about her to you before.
No. The one that was on that ship?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The only thing I know is that I heard she was raped by her brother.
So
What?
you ain't supposed to say that on here.
Oh, you better tell me the rules.
You can't use no dirty words.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I should have said SA.
Yeah, because I'm getting tired of that word too. I just say violate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the brother, he's in custody now, which I think is a good thing. It's a marvelous thing because he should have never been out on bond in the first place.
I don't know much about that at all.
Yeah, well, we don't have to talk about it, but the brother is in custody. For those who have not been following the content, he's not on pretrial release anymore. He is in custody, and I'm glad because under the circumstances, the evidence, he didn't have no business walking around free in the first place. He didn't have no business walking around. Well, before we go, there was a topic that I mentioned to you earlier, and it's on a lighter note than true crime. A federal judge has decided that food stamp recipients can spend their money on sweet items and soda pop. How do you feel about that, Sue?
I thought that was kind of crazy that they said we couldn't in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are on food stamps.
Right. So you think people who get food stamps should be able to spend them how they see fit?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I agree.
You know, a lot of people that are on food stamps, and a lot of them have kids, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, they need sweets once in a while too.
Yeah. Well, my thing is this: when you decide to say what is good and what is not, it's contradictory, because most foods today are fatty and salty and have high sugar, high starch. So you're basically talking about thousands of items in the store, and that's everything just about. That's bread, that's luncheon meat, that's beef, pork, boxed food, potatoes, boxed food, that's macaroni and cheese, rice, pasta, all that's high in fat. All those preservatives in the box to preserve the seasonings, all that's high, 38, 39% sodium. All you have to do is look on the back of the box. All the little box meals, the Michelin meals, the banquet meals, all high in salt. So when you go on and on about sugar, sugar and salt are both deadly items to the inside of the body. Diabetes runs neck to neck with heart disease. They are best friends. So you can't choose one over the other. Say, well, you can't have sweets and donuts and soda pops because you're going to get diabetes. But you can take your food stamps and buy, as we just said, all the boxed meats and pork and fish and this. A lot of people didn't know that too much eating of seafood can give you gout, just like beef. Okay? It has a lot of uric acid, seafood. Some people did not know that. I learned that a few years ago. See, knowledge is king. You cannot have a lot of anything. Does not matter what it is. Soda pop, iced tea, coffee, doesn't matter. Iced coffee. You can't have a lot of anything. Everything's in moderation. So nobody should tell us how we should be able to purchase what you can purchase with or without an EBT card. It's wrong. And that's what the government said. That's what the judge said. You are basically contradicting yourself as a government entity trying to tell the people what they should and shouldn't do. You're violating the people's rights. Because there is a lot of food out here that is actually bad for you. Not just a soda or M&Ms.
What do they just want you to have fruit and vegetables or what?
Well, that was the thing, is trying to make, America healthy. But the point is, you can't just single out certain foods because there are other food groups that are unhealthy when eaten in consumption. That's just common sense. As I just said, you eat a lot of beef, you're going to get gout. You're going to get heart disease. You're going to clog your arteries. And you got some people that might like to eat a lot of beef, but they don't actually eat candy. See what I'm saying? They don't actually eat sweets. So every person's appetite and what they crave is different. Everybody's cravings are different.
Yeah.
A lot of men, they eat a lot of meat.
Which is hard.
Yeah, you have a lot of men that love meat. They're meat eaters. So you might have a guy that eats a lot of meat, but he's not really into candy and sweets.
Yep.
Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I think we covered quite a bit.
Well, let me ask you this before we check out here, because we're an hour and 49 minutes in. Do you think the Summer Wells case will ever be solved?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sometimes I think, well, what's left of her body?
Do you think she's nearby?
Yes.
Do you think whoever put her nearby goes by and check?
they say people do that.
Yes.
Unless she was sold,
They
then
do.
she's quite a ways.
Say what?
Unless she was sold.
Oh, okay. Well, we remember he did say that. I think she's far, far, far away from here.
Yeah, well, a lot of people think she's closer than. They didn't have enough time unless they sold her.
Well, you know, a few years ago they did do a search that it was in the wintertime. They had did a search near the house, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, they did that twice in the same place, same area.
Yeah. So I thought that was something. Why are you going to this particular area to search for this kid when the leaves have, you know, fallen off the trees?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Maybe they saw something with some phone pinging with the parents' phones.
Well, they could have moved her. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one thing I would think to myself if I was going to ever get in that line of business. I am not going to be moving remains around. Do you know what I said?
No, but if you're going to want not to get caught, I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a stupid thing to go move a body to another place.
Because you know they're watching them.
Yeah, I would hope.
I do too.
But 5 years, can I say 5 years later they're still watching them?
Yeah, I think they're still investigating. I think.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying watching. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about investigating. I'm saying watching these people. I doubt that they're still watching them.
No, not every move. I think they're waiting to see if they mess up.
Yeah, well, we're 5 years in.
John got that DUI, and then he left that Subaru, totaled that thing out. And he was on Van Hill Road when that happened.
Interesting. Well, must be something special over there at Van Hill Road.
I don't know. I think there is.
Probably goes over there, gets a little nookie, ookie, wookie.
Yeah. Sniffing panties.
or some long johns. Hot darn. Because I've thought about that. I wouldn't. It would not surprise me if he goes both ways.
Oh yeah, I bet he does.
Because he's been locked up in prison. And,
I think Candace does too.
Yeah, well, we know Candace would be with a girl in a minute.
Yeah. I don't know. We could go on and on. I just hope something else comes out that's
that good.
Positive.
Look, that good got some hard knees. She got some hard knees and elbows.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though. He would pick this female, and then she would just drastically change, cut all her hair off, and walk around looking like a guy and wearing guy clothes. That's scary to me. I as a man, would not want my woman to walk around looking like me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I don't want you walking around looking like me. Short hair, baseball caps, socks and slides.
The same way.
Huh?
Candace's mom's the same way.
Well, that's why she has those ways. That's what I'm saying. When I saw her that day with Chris Madonna at the pond, and I looked at her with them socks and them slides, I was like, what the hell is going on? These long boy shorts. It was just, too much. Just no femininity. Like, what happened to you? And then you look
alcohol, the way she was raised.
And then you look at the daughter. She was a pretty little girl. You know, she was beautiful in that red dress.
I know.
She would, you know, was a feminine little girl until they cut all her hair off.
That's what I'm saying. She looked good for a long time, Summer did, and then all of a sudden she just went down, big time. Big time. Yeah. Skinny.
I think somebody said that recently. They don't believe it was just Cootie's reason why her hair was cut off.
No, there's something about that.
Well, he changed the version. Don did. He changed it. Like, it went from she cut her hair, and then the mom went and helped cut it to make it right. Then it was, it was something about cooties, or she wanted to copycat her mom, so Candace cut her hair. So it's like, which is it? Because one minute you're saying she cut her own hair, made a mistake, then Candace went on and cut it all off to look like her, so she wouldn't feel bad. Then it was the cooties version. Then it was, I think she wanted to look like her mom, whose hair was short. I can't remember, but it was just too many versions for me. I couldn't keep
I know.
up.
That day when they were sitting out doing that interview.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I was looking at that last week, and that was what I was thinking to myself when I was doing the live Monday. I said, she's sitting here doped up under something, on something. The white beater is turned inside out. Candace, you didn't know you had your shirt on backwards? The hell?
And no bra.
No bra. I mean, that white girl got some boom booms. You hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, she got the kind past your tummy. She got some big guns.
Yep. Just like her mom.
Oh my God, you're crazy. You know what? One day the grandmother was doing an interview, and her back was to the camera, and she was talking about Rose. And when I looked at her, I said to myself, this looks like a man. And I didn't know it was a girl until she turned around.
I know.
And yeah, you see that she's got some boom booms. It's like, wow, even her backside is square like a man.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Well, I heard she's, I can't say it. I'm lying.
Well, you gotta know how to word it without using those bad words.
Well, I heard she was gay.
Oh, okay, you can say gay. Well, that wouldn't shock me none that she looks masculine herself, so
Yeah.
But don't you find it strange this lady took off after this child goes missing and she never comes back down
Yeah.
that we know of?
Because she knows exactly what happened. She got the hell out of Dodge.
So we got 3 people holding a secret to a little girl.
Yep. The grandma knows. That's why she left so fast. She might have been involved herself.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Maybe that situation that Susan Constantine said about the candy version is true. Maybe the little girl took a piece of candy and grandma got mad. Maybe they hit her, she fell, hit her head or something.
Yeah.
Or Candace whooped her.
Yep.
Whooped her too hard.
That's where you go back up on that hill. Uh-oh.
You know what I would do if I was Don? I would sell that property because he could get some good money for that property. I would sell it and move and keep on going because they don't have no reason to stay in Tennessee, in my opinion. I do believe they know what happened to their kids. So in my opinion, they don't have anything tying them here because if they're guilty of what I think they've done to the child or any nefarious business, what's the purpose in hanging around? You understand what I'm saying? Your boys are gone. You don't have no children. You don't have no family here. What's the point? Go make life somewhere else. Sell that property and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's what I would think to do.
Go buy you a piece of property somewhere with a trailer on it. Pay everything in full. Go buy you a decent truck, pickup truck, and go get Candace a little something to scoot around in and don't look back.
Yep. I don't know why they're still there.
I mean, there's no point in being back there. That's a shack on top of land. There's no reason. And I'm gonna tell you something else I thought about with all them dogs cackling. Chris McDonald's wife said she counted 13 dogs on the property right back then. How were you feeding the dogs? Because when we look at the property, it looks bad, right? You're throwing your trash out on the property, which means you're not paying the trash collector to collect your trash. So what type of money were you spending to feed the dogs?
I don't know.
No way, I believe. Because I think Candace said when she was telling Chris McDonough, oh, yeah, people drop them off or they drop them off. I thought, who's bringing you dogs?
Yeah.
How would I know to bring you a dog?
I don't know. They said the dogs were on vacation that day.
Who said that?
He said none of the dogs were there.
I mean, who said they were on vacation?
Don.
Oh, because I thought that was just a joke that people were
No.
saying.
People said that. Because Don said they weren't there the day Sumner lost.
Well, when Chris Dunn and his wife pulled up to go see the house, he said she counted 13. So so all of a sudden the dogs came out once the little girl went missing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess they came out the shed.
Yeah.
Sad.
I don't know. About all them dogs.
But I'm just saying, I'm trying to imagine feeding them is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Sometimes they didn't. People dropped off food for them.
Because my understanding, these kids were eating dollar store pizzas and stuff. So I'm trying to imagine you spending money on dog food.
Yeah. They probably went to a place, I don't know if they got it there, but they do here. You can go get dog food free. Yeah,
food pantries.
Yeah.
And they'll ask you. But girl, I'm telling you, they ain't giving you a lot of dog food for those 13 dogs. They might give you a small bag, put in a Ziploc bag or a plastic baggie or a grocery store bag, put quite a bit of little dog food in that. That's just a couple of sips for one dog, not 13. My goodness gracious. And I'm sure the pound probably went and took some of them dogs.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that they thought it was a good idea to have all them dogs running around and you're living in deplorable conditions.
They said that people kept dropping them off at their house.
Yeah. And why would they do that? Why would unknown people bring pets to your house? That wouldn't make sense.
I know.
Yeah. So let's get this straight before I leave. We got unknown people bringing dogs to your house. We've got people getting high in your driveway. We've got a kidnapper that crawled up the driveway and stole your kid. You live on a dead-end street with a bunch of drug dealers and sadists. What else am I missing from this story?
I don't know. It goes on and on and on.
And what did Ronnie Lawson say? Drugs are everywhere. We got it here. We got it just like you all got it over there where y'all stay. He said, but it might have been one person back there that was selling drugs. That was an issue. He says, and ain't nobody got no kids missing from this area either. So what he should have said is that we know of. Because I don't know what them hillbillies are doing back up there in the holler. Hell, it might be some more Summerwells missing back up in there. And ain't nobody reported their kid missing. I don't know what them country folk doing back there. All I know is I didn't like being back up in there last year.
I know.
I didn't
know a little bit more where to go and not go, I guess.
It just didn't seem fascinating for me. I mean, he's a Black American. I just don't see no purpose in living in no place like that. For me, it's just not my cup of tea. Not somewhere I want to live.
Me either.
Hell no. And we done wound up, winding off the damn road. I said, Lord Jesus, get me out of here. Jesus, let me see civilization. Get me out of here. Oh my goodness. Oh, but Sue want to go back up in the holler, the Summerwells house. Well, like I said, when you come, you better get every damn thing you want to buy to put on that bench for Summerwells ahead of time.
Okay.
Because I'm not trying to end up a version of the wrong turn. Or somebody put spike strips in the damn road and now we're stranded. Because I can tell you now, this big girl can barely walk and she sure the hell can't run. So I am tar for whatever beast wants to crawl up out the damn ground. I'm telling you, I ain't lost nothing back up in there. Van Hill Road, Ben Hill Road, Sugarfoot Road, nowhere else. Everybody couldn't wait to get back there to rant and scream and holler. I thought you people crazy going back up here messing with these damn white folks. Y'all stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, the white people here don't mess with the white folks that live in them parts. So here you all coming from YouTube land with your cameras and raising hell and that stupid thing from Texas running down the road trying to pull up his britches. I'm just looking like this ain't nothing but a clown damn city.
That was bad.
I just couldn't believe it. I was just stunned. Like, this is entertainment for some of you all, and a lot of people enjoyed it. It's not funny to me because I don't play around with them country white folks like that. I just don't do it. You know, I don't play them kind of games.
Especially when you're out of town.
Yeah, but it don't really matter where you're from. You don't live back there. Yeah, this is a free country, but guess what? A lot of people that live in them places, they're back there for a reason, and they're the kind of people who, some of them are sovereign people. They don't believe in the law, paying taxes. They don't want to be bothered. They're the type that like to walk around with rifles and SHIT. Why do you want to be back in them places messing with folks? Leave them folks alone. And some might be well off, got a little bit of money, want a nice house on a plot of land. That's their choice too. I'm just saying, Angela, don't want to be nowhere where you can't get Wi-Fi, landline, cable. I can't see the 7-Eleven, the Winn-Dixie, the Piggly Wiggly from my eyesight. Then I don't want to be near. Hell no. For what?
We can do something else if you want.
Oh, am I spoiling your fun by what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, Sue, that means you need to get yourself some help. That you want to carry your tail back there. Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just saying, why do you want to go back there?
We don't have to.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, why do you want to go back there?
Well, we started out going to the horse pond, and I would bring balloons and flowers for summer because I was close enough to that town.
Okay.
It doesn't mean I got to go every year. Because nothing's changed.
Exactly. You probably better off going to the horse pond.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been there already.
And you've been to a Hickory Dickory Dock last year too. You've been back there. Where else you got? The only place you got left is Van Hill Road, and we ain't crawling up that driveway and leaving a damn thing.
I ain't driving up nobody's driveway.
Fuck around and get my good foot amputated. That's no thank you. By God, there's a black foot laying here in the driveway. What, you went and got you a black girl and cut her foot off? No, thank you.
Well,
hell no.
Like I said, we can just spend the day together.
Girl, Sue.
Nothing's changed.
Sue.
Huh?
I know you better than that.
You do? I wouldn't be sad. I don't want to take my friend and have her upset.
It's not about me being upset. It's about safety and how long it took us to get back there in Hollerville. Shit.
I know.
Shit.
There's no Wi-Fi.
You know, it was damn near dark when we pulled up to my apartment. I thought, my goodness, where the hell we done been?
I know.
We done went all the way up to I was on top of the damn mountain. And you was steady complaining. I said, Lord, if this hillbilly come down this dirt road, I'm gonna run. And Sue better pick her feet up. Cause I was oh my God.
For trouble, huh?
Yes, you were, Sue. Yes, Angela was too. Because I was nervous standing there because all I was fearing was that they'll pull in or come down the drive. and God forbid he have a weapon or something. What are you doing here on my property? Or, you know, all that over. Honey, we don't want nothing. We just putting something here for your daughter. Because, see, I got a feeling you put something down there. Do you remember what you put down there last time? Or we didn't bring nothing? Okay, probably be gone. We go buy a bunch of stuff, put over there. She'll take the shit and throw it in the garbage can.
I know. You probably take everything down.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Because you remember when we got there, wasn't nothing really there. The stuff was old.
Mm-hmm.
You would think each year she put out something pretty. If it's just fake flowers, you could put some fake flowers in the dirt.
I know. Dollar store.
That's it. $125. Feel sorry for them kids. Let me tell you something. God had a plan. As cruel as it may be what happened to that little girl, God said, this is my child, and I want her out of here.
Yep.
Or somebody say it was the devil's work. Either way, God still's in control. It just was not a place for children. Now, you as an adult, you want to live up there in Happy Holler, that's your business. You know what? I'm just trying to imagine me squeezing through that butcher block.
What? What did you say? Hello?
Yes! Oh my gosh. I'm saying, I'm trying to imagine my big buck squeezing through that butcher block. go downstairs. Oh my goodness. Fuck around and get stuck. And then they pull the like from the Halloween movie where he was shaking that damn countertop. That's what I think of it, because it's just like from the Halloween movie. He shook that because he couldn't find them in the house, so he just shook that countertop. And they were down there, just like how she get that damn dungeon set up, honey. Imagine me trying to squeeze through there and get stuck. She'd slam that damn countertop on me and saw me off in half. What the hell? Hell no.
Well, the only thing I remember, I'm thankful for is Summer saved her brothers. Maybe they have a good life.
I hope so. I just pray they don't ever go. I just pray they don't ever go back.
I know.
Please don't go back. Don't go visit. Don't go meet them. Just leave that life in the past.
Well, the two of them that are together, I've heard anyway that they're doing really well.
Well, the older one, what's his name? Josie?
Yeah.
He's grown now. He should be 17, 18 this year.
Yeah. Maybe he'll talk. I don't know.
I wish he would.
He was the little boy that was standing on that interview.
Yeah, 13. He was 13 then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he looked kind of small for 13. So that was 5 years ago. He'd be 18.
Yeah. He's going to be.
Can you believe that time went by that fast? Lord have mercy.
No. Unbelievable.
I would love for him to talk to somebody, not a YouTuber, but talk to a news and tell what he saw that day when his mother returned home. Woo, Lord, that'd be $1 million interview.
Yep. Yeah, it might happen. He might do it for his sister.
Yeah, I hope that he does. I hope he decides, say, well, let's put this to bed. I'm going to talk to somebody reputable, and I'm going to tell them what happened that day to the best of my knowledge when my mother left the house and when she returned and if the father returned. And, you know, I still think back to stuff that Hunter was saying. She was shushing him on the phone when she was talking to Don. See, you just don't really know how much of that conversation was really real and why she was shushing him, because that means she didn't want him to know she was with Hunter. See, you just don't really know what's real.
I know. You know.
Just a sick situation. I still trying to figure out why her and Alec fell out.
Oh, I don't know. Something happened.
About some money, wasn't it, went missing?
Yeah, that's what it was. She believes Candace stole her money.
Lord have mercy.
And then she started talking Golly good.
Oh, to the Hispanic man.
Well, you know,
Them people
like I
had
said,
them people had too much going on. That they were like wildebeest.
yeah,
They were like wildebeest. They just the type of people that would swap partners, do anything in front of their children, let the kids do anything. They're just like savages. That's what I thought of when I was listening and watching all these people talk on YouTube and talk to them. And when Chris Madonna went up over there to Kingsport, I was just looking at him like, what in the hell's wrong with you? You just every damn where. You done went up in this damn dungeon. You all over there in Kingsport buying pizza and Mountain Dew. It was just too much for me.
yeah, he got pretty involved, but some of it I'm glad he did get involved.
Yeah, but it left a problem because you got to remember, people who only watch the news didn't know nothing about YouTube, okay? So when they finally came to YouTube and started hearing all this he said, she said, they're confused because what they heard in the news interview don't match this Chris Madonna interview. See what I'm saying? Because they know nothing about no Hunter. They just know a little girl. They just know a little girl went missing. And the mama came home and played with some cactuses and bush. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about no Hunter and hospital and pain killing and horse pond and all that. They don't know nothing about that. So when you hear that, you're thinking, okay, why did I hear none of this in the interview with the news? And I always tell people, think about that for just a second. Why you didn't hear any of that information given to a news reporter? Why did you only hear it on YouTube? That's what was disturbing to me.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
It's a damn good way to look at it.
Yeah.
You didn't mention none of this horse pond, duck goose, smoke shop, Piggly Wiggly, all these places you went, playing with Hunter, changing bathing suits. None of that was mentioned to WJHL or WVLT. Stay woke.
Yeah, and Candace never brought up Hunter either in those interviews.
Why not?
I don't know. She never told some of this story that...
Yeah, that's the version she gave us. Is when I returned home.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't told you about where she went before she got home. And then you remember the version on the 911 call, allegedly, she went to make a run?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't hear that either until she slip up and tell somebody, oh, I don't walk off the property because of the bears, the coyotes, and snakes. Then I was looking like, who said you left the property?
Yeah, she's covering herself.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I can't believe these two, whatever you want to call them, nobody can figure this out with these two.
Well, whatever they did with the little girl, they did it well. Yeah. And they can get away with it for the very reason they live in the middle of nowhere. So see, all that means something. They're not living in a metropolis where we have nosy neighbors, we have eye in the sky, we have cameras on light poles. People got doorbell cameras where people can see you coming and going in full color. These folks ain't got nothing but, excuse me, a gravel driveway leading up to their house. Well, they ain't got cameras down there by the gravel road.
No.
So you ain't seeing who's coming and going.
I know. That's what hurts, this case.
Yeah. This case will probably be solved had these people lived in a normal neighborhood. Somebody would have had a doorbell camera and they would have seen cars coming and going, pulled up, the mother leaving out, coming back in. You might be able to put a timestamp on something.
Well, they know Candace left that hill twice. Ronnie Lawson even said that.
Well,
so they got something there, but
where'd she go?
Well, I don't know. I know that she was seen at 5:30 at a gas station.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I believe that was mentioned in the 911 call that she went somewhere and that she had made a run because they were trying to decipher, well, what do you mean by make a run? Because she knew she had messed up by telling that.
Yeah.
And all that mess about throwing one phone in the truck and then had to go get her mom's phone. So one issue with that is if one phone can't work, how does another one work?
I don't know.
If you're dealing with calling 911 and we're working off of Wi-Fi.
I don't know. But look at, okay, there's none of these electronics and all that stuff for Summer Wells, and she's way out there, but got Nancy Guthrie. She had all this, and they still can't figure it out. Of course, she didn't have no street lights either.
Mm-hmm. But see, this is what I always say about cases like these, both of them. You can plan things out when you are related to the victim. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because that situation out there is eerily similar. Although the houses are a few paces away, they're still hidden by shrubbery, cacti, bushes. Now, dark 30, you can't see nothing because there are no street lights except for the lights that's on your property. Okay?
Yep.
Nobody's going to be up looking and about. For what? So it's easy to get in and out and give people information. Like somebody said the other night on the interview room, how do we know somebody didn't have a key to the woman's door?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Like Annie. I don't know. I guess that's what keeps us going, huh?
Yeah, and I don't like pointing the finger because there was a time when most of us were wrong when that lady was found down in the woods down there in Georgia, burnt up, and people thought it was her daughter and son-in-law, and they had nothing to do with the crime. So I always said I would never accuse nobody of unaliving nobody or being behind nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't do it with the Idaho 4. I kept my mouth closed until they arrested somebody. But with this case, Summer Wells, I just got my stamp. These people know something about their kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's just my feeling on them. They know something. They know something.
Yep. Yeah, I guess I should be careful sometimes accusing people.
Well,
find out it was a whole different story.
Well, and that happens. As Mr. Nino Brown said, we shouldn't be saying anything about Annie and Tommaso.
Okay.
Mr. Tomato Head. Don't say nothing about that man. I don't have anything really to say about him except, why aren't you talking about your mom?
I know. That's what bothers me is those guys never.
You should be a united front. I'm tired of hearing from Savannah Guthrie. She's going to say this as long as she's on the Today Show. Cry and weep during the breaks. Where are you all at in this equation? You all should be saying something about your mother. Okay, town cry official, how you doing? I mean, this don't make no sense.
What always confuses me is why didn't they do any searches like they did for somewhere else for Nancy out there? I've never seen anybody walking around with just YouTubers. I don't understand that either.
Well, call Nino Brown. Ask Nino Brown, why haven't you all searched for Nancy? And I'll tell you something else I thought was odd too. I don't remember anybody having like any prayer vigils for her.
No. No, I don't think so. I don't remember
Thank
one.
you. I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't hear of any prayer vigils for her. You know, hey, stop by the town hall, blah, blah, blah. We're going to pray for Nancy Guthrie, her return. If you have any information, join us. Bring out your balloons, your candles. Nothing. Just crazy. I don't know.
I don't know.
And we're 5 months. Next Wednesday will be 6 months this lady has been missing. I told myself, I do not want to still be talking about her come fall.
Me either.
So next week is July 1st. That means, drum roll, 2 months, it will be fall.
Wow.
We would have gone through how many seasons? You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. And I tell you something else other people are saying, and this is very true. You have $1.2 million for the head of this creep. Why are there no people talking?
No. Because it might be the family members.
And that's where this falls in line with other cases of nobody calling to give a viable tip pertaining to a homicide. You can't get a viable tip when one, the person is deceased and nobody was a witness to see anything except for the person that did it. And the person that did it, he or she can't call in. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Such as like with Summer Wells. If these people did something to her, they can't call because they're the ones who did it. And there weren't no witnesses. Number two, Nancy Guthrie. No witnesses except for the people that did it. They can't call in because they can't claim it. Same scenario. And that's what's so strange. Little girl missing, 5 years later, nothing. Nancy Guthrie, 5 months in, nothing. Make it make sense. Because both are personal. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
Yep. That's what I think.
You ain't going to get no tip. Because in order for me to call him a tip, I got to tell him myself. Checkmate.
Exactly.
That's why ain't nobody calling in for the $1.2 million. You want me to believe somebody wouldn't sell out a crackhead for $1.2 million? You could clean your life up 12 times over. You want to go smoke up $500,000 in meth? Knock yourself out. You be running out of breath. I got to tell this, I'm getting $1.2 million.
Yeah, and if there was more people than Nancy Guthrie, you think one of them would speak up for that money.
I'm telling you, a person would burn a hole in her pants to get to that money.
Yep. That's why I say I think that's...
And if it's more than one person, which some of these people out here believe that there are, they can't tell because they'll be telling on themselves.
Yep.
Well, welcome back, town. Hit that like button, honey. But yeah, you can't tell because you're involved. And if you do go tell, you know there's a chance they get interrogated, they'll mention your name. So now you can't get a crack at the $1.2 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just all baffling. It's just like, I'm getting older about a minute. I'm getting older. I'm getting weaker as this story goes by. older, grayer, weaker. You know, we mess around, I'll be 84 years old, still talking about Nancy Guthrie. It's ridiculous.
I hope not.
Gosh, if I make it to 84, I'll be blessed.
Yep.
Be telling people, sitting around the campfire, telling old stories to children. Oh, there was this story about an old lady, 84 years old, Tucson. They never found her. And I'm now her age. My goodness, ma'am, how long ago was that? Oh, 30-something years ago. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I mean, and this is what you have to think about when you're listening to true crime, how the time goes by. Now, before I check out of here, because I've been checking out of here for an hour, the case out of South Carolina pertaining to this Caucasian lady that went missing and wandering about and messing with people, packages, and DoorDash. An autopsy has been performed, and so far, it doesn't look like anything suspicious happened to her. This is some creepy stuff, too. No blunt force trauma, strangulation, beating, stabbing, shot. What happened to this lady? I told myself the other day, I won't doubt she's probably been under the influence of drugs. And she was hallucinating and doing weird stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe she went under that bridge or in the woods or whatever and conked out, sat down, got tired. She's been running around all day on foot. Who knows? I don't know. Very weird story.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
wonder if they do an autopsy.
I just said they did, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they didn't. He said they didn't find anything.
Oh, wow.
That's why I said she could have been using drugs.
Well, that's what I was saying. You think the autopsy would. I don't know. Strange. Where was that at?
South Carolina. Elena Moore, 39. She vanished June 11th.
39. Wow.
Young. The autopsy should have took place Saturday, but what I pulled up so far, it says this was 8 days ago. The Post Courier, if you need verification for the information, June 22nd, today is the 24th. Preliminary autopsy results on the body of a missing Lexington woman are in, but there is as yet no cause of death. It was conducted on 39-year-old Elena Catherine Moore, who had been missing for nearly a week before her body was recovered last week, came after an autopsy was conducted June 20th at MUSC in Charleston. They revealed no evidence of traumatic injury, including no bruising, lacerations, gunshot wounds, stab wounds, blunt force trauma, strangulation, or other external injuries, the coroner's office said. As a result, the cause of death remains pending at this time. The office added in its June 22nd release, additional evaluation is required, including histological studies, review of medical records, and toxicology testing. The office noted that no further information will be released until all pending studies have been completed and the pathologist has determined the cause and manner of death. So this lady had been wandering around town near the Planet Fitness and Publix. And then somebody said they saw her, I guess, going into the woods near Lakeside Middle School, down Old Cherokee Road, and Publix, where Moore was last glimpsed on camera. Oh, so drones were put out. People, I guess, searched on foot. It says searches of the woods around the shopping center where the gym is located were conducted, both on the ground and via drones. June 17th search was mounted in woods near the middle school, with police saying it was prompted by a resident calling. calling the previous night saying they saw Moore going into the woods in the area around the school after she was seen at the Publix. It was then that they found the body matching Moore's description.
Wow.
And they said she seemed disoriented on the Ring camera near Kohl's prior to her disappearance. This is sad. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to check out of here. I don't know what was going on in this lady's life. I don't know anything about her marital problems. If she had marital issues, separating, trying to divorce, friends saying she thinks it's this or that. So far, they're not showing foul play. So you're going to have to come up with something else pertaining to what happened to this lady. We will wait on the toxicology reports to see if this lady was under the influence of narcotics or if maybe she had been drugged. Those are about your only two options left. Or maybe she had some type of aneurysm or heart defect, stroke, from maybe taking some type of substance. But it's going to be in the line of one of those options, but not foul play. And if foul play, it'd have to be that she was drugged. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then still that would have to be proven. It's sad nonetheless because she did not have any family. She was adopted, from my understanding. Friends said she didn't have a great home life growing up, going from place to place, I guess, until she was an adult. So it's really sad to be that young. 39 is considered young. And thank God she didn't have any children, you know? She didn't have any kids. Anything else you want to say about the topics of tonight that we discussed? Karmelo Anthony, he has new representation. They are filing appeal on his behalf. They will see what transpired during the court proceedings, if anything was not above board, to go forward with an appeal. We've talked about Nancy Guthrie, this lady, Elena Moore, and also Summer Wells was discussed during this live stream. Did I miss anything? I'm trying to think.
No, I think we covered it pretty good, and I hope some of these are solved.
Yeah, I pray. Praying for Summer Wells. Once again, the 15th mark, 5 years that she went missing. Rogersville, Tennessee. Still missing, still active Amber Alert, if you didn't know. And also there's a $10,000 reward. I meant to say that during the live the other day. There is a $10,000 reward for Summer Wells. Thank the Lord for that. And also, as most of you know, there's a $1.2 million reward for any information pertaining to Nancy Guthrie. And Elena Moore has been found deceased in Lexington, South Carolina. An autopsy so far does not show any foul play. Just waiting on toxicology reports. And once again, Karmelo Anthony, currently incarcerated. New video release. You're entitled to interpret that information as you see fit. Grainy footage. But it shows him running out the tent and some people running after him. And then they stopped. One could say he feared for his safety. Some could say he didn't. Once again, you're entitled to your opinion. I want to thank all of you for joining me during this Winded Live. Chop it up at your discretion. Thank you, Lisa, for modding. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. Download the app and you can watch short videos of the Queen bringing you updates to breaking news. I'm also on Instagram, YouTube, same name. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Thank you, Sue, for being my guest. Sue will be arriving to East Tennessee next week, and we will be taking a day trip up the road to the infamous Wells home. I will not tell you the day we actually go. You will only see it in an uploaded video because more than likely we won't have no damn Wi-Fi while we're up there. Jesus wept. And also, I will go live from my home with Sue visiting, and we'll chop it up and talk about various topics and different things. And you'll get to finally meet Sue one-on-one. And also, we did talk about welfare, food stamps during this live. Do you agree with the judge overturning the situation of being able to buy a sweet soda with your food stamp card? Federal judge says it's a go. That's the latest, everybody. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Have a good week. I'll be back with more stimulating content. You've been listening to the Vault XL. Thank you.
Thank you.